All right, Jesse on fire. So we're back. We're going to talk about Jake Paul and Logan Paul because they got in a huge fight. They got a big fight on Impaulsive. And I want to talk about it because there were some big takeaways from this fight. And I actually recorded this video earlier with my take being one thing that I will share with you guys in a second. Because in my opinion, they exposed something that I don't think they wanted people. Well, not my opinion. They did. They exposed something they didn't want people to know. And you might not have seen it if you didn't catch it. And I'm going to show you exactly what that is. But then I had a conversation with some people that are actually kind of in their orbit. Because I pulled this on my own. And it was kind of like, wait a minute. This is real. What's happening? This is real, right? I'm being kind of cagey, but I'll explain to you exactly what I mean. Because this is a really bizarre incident that I thought was marketing. And now I find out that it's not. And now I'm watching it back and I'm like, wait, I don't understand. Is he serious about this? Is this fight serious? It looks really it looked really serious, and now it's serious. And then I'm going back and looking at what they're saying. I'm like, what is Logan Paul talking about? I mean, no offense to the guy, but I'm very confused. I'm very curious what your guys' thoughts on this are going to be. Because my initial conclusion, I'll tell you exactly what that was, and then we'll go from there. And also, someone in the MMA, certainly in the ancillary MMA community, just made more money in one day than you guys, I think, have ever heard of any deal. Conor McGregor, I think he made 100. They sold Proper 12 for $180 million. So this deal is way bigger than that, and it's not Dana. It's not someone that the guy's got money, but it's not. It's a mind-blowing deal. Mind-blowing. And I'll tell you exactly who that is in a second, and we will go from there. Spoilers, Dave Portnoy. I'm going to tell you about it shortly. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I would appreciate it if you did that. Like I said, I work very hard on the channel. All I ask is that you subscribe to the channel. I do have a members-only section that has all my takes on basically everything that's not mixed martial arts. I literally just uploaded one about the mysterious new, COVID vaccine booster. There's some interesting stuff there, but that's in the members only section. If you were familiar with Jesse on everything, then, you'll be very interested in this. I did one earlier on the George Floyd cop going to jail, Trump indictment. I did it. I tell stories about fights. It's very good content. Believe me, you'll like it. So if you want to join the members, there's a members only playlist. Also, there's a join button right there. Or if you're on an iOS, you can just click the link in the description and join. I promise you will not be disappointed. You know what? If you're disappointed with the content, just fucking cancel it, Anyway, but for everybody else, just subscribe if you don't mind. All right, so here's the deal, okay? So on it, whoa, guys. That's not what I meant to show you. I meant to show, you know what? Let's start with Dave Portnoy. Let's start with that, okay? So this is listen, I don't know what kind of people you are. I love to see people win, man. I love seeing people win. And Dave Portnoy just won big, dude. Okay? I'm not going to actually make you sit through this video. I'm just going to tell you what happened, okay? So Dave Portnoy sold Barstool to Penn, all right? It's a publicly traded company, huge company. They bought it for $500 million, okay? So Penn bought Barstool Sports for $500 million. You guys may remember there was an incident very recently where some guy on Barstool, a podcaster on Barstool had been singing the lyrics of a Bone Thugs and Harmony song, and he sang out loud, an A ending N bomb, okay? And he stopped himself immediately. He's a white guy, but he stopped himself immediately. He's like, "Oh my God, I'm really sorry." Okay? He didn't mean anything by it. He's singing a song, okay? Literally singing a song. Now, if you are a white person who likes rap, okay, tell me that you don't, or at the very least before you became totally insane, that you don't, or how about this? If you're by yourself in your car, okay, if you're by yourself in your car and one of your favorite gangster rap song come on and you're singing the lyrics, are you telling me that word doesn't come out of your mouth when you're singing the lyrics? You're singing the song, okay? You love the song. You are literally, it's the opposite of being racist, okay? You love a song by a black person so much that it's like coming out of you like passion. And then so if that's a lyric, then you accidentally sing it. You're not calling anyone that. It's just like a song lyric, right? Okay? So you're telling me that that's not something that you do? by yourself in your car? And so he just did that, right? He just kind of did it, and he immediately caught himself and was like, oh my God, I'm really, really sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean anything by it, whatever. And the parent company made Portnoy fire the guy. And Portnoy was like, dude, we can't do this. Our entire brand is like, we don't do cancel culture. We can't do it. And they did it anyway. So that was not good. But today, okay, Disney bought Penn. Okay, so Disney bought Penn, but Disney did not want Barstool to be a part of it because obviously Disney is a woke trash bag company and that would never want Portnoy or any of them anywhere near their brand, which is why they're falling apart. And every single thing that they do is literally losing millions of dollars. I just saw a thing about how Disney lost or spent $200 million on that new Secret Invasion show, and it has the worst reviews in the history of Marvel. Like every subsequent project that Disney puts out is worse than the last. They are falling apart over there. Straight up, dude. And I could tell you why. It's because the woke people completely it's like if like wokeness and like, hyper left-wing ideology people are sorry, I just realized. Sorry, I posted a new members only video that I did, and I just got an alert that I had posted a new video. I'm like, wait, what the? And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Jeez. Anyway, but if wokeness and hyper left kind of ideology is like an infection, okay, that starts infecting all over, Disney has stage 4 cancer. There's no getting rid of it, and so it's falling apart. But they didn't want Portnoy. They didn't want Barstool with that deal. So Penn sold Barstool back to Portnoy for $1. So Portnoy sold it for $500 million and bought it back for $1. Just think about that for a second. Okay. Now, if you want to get into the nuts and bolts of it, technically, and so the reason why Logan Paul is connected is because Logan Paul had a bunch of stock in Barstool, which now automatically vested, right? He had a bunch of stock in Penn because he had stock in Barstool, and when Barstool was acquired or whatever, he had Penn stock, and investing means it takes up multiple years that you have to do whatever. But then many times in the deals, upon acquisition, change of ownership, you get fully vested, which means Logan Paul just got fully vested. So whatever stock he had in Penn is now fully vested. He could sell it if he wants. He could do whatever he wants with it. I personally would sell it because now it's going to become part of Disney, which is a fucking sinking submarine that is full of holes and is on its way down to the bottom of the ocean. But so yeah, sold it for $500 million, bought it back for $1. I guess there's a caveat that if he sells Barstool again, then Penn gets half that money. But who cares, dude? He already sold it. He got his cake and got to eat it too, dude. He sold it for $500 million and just got it back for nothing, $1. So congratulations to Dave Portnoy. There's justice in the world. These woke people they made him fire a really successful apologetic podcaster for singing a Bone Thugs and Harmony song that just happened to be online. Are you telling me that there are a big army of black people that were like super, like, what did you hear use the N-word? It's like, he didn't use the N-word. He sang a Bone song that he loved this music made by black people so much that he accidentally said the word because he's just singing the lyrics without even thinking about it because he loves the song so much. That's what happened. Okay. He didn't use the N-word. Anyway, so congratulations to Dave Portnoy. All right, so switching gears, I want to show you this fight between Jake Paul and Logan Paul. And I'll give you a little bit of context before I even show you this. So this part is about Prime and whatever. But the beginning of this fight, Logan Paul is telling Jake Paul that the reason that Nate Diaz fought Jake is because he was ducking Logan Paul, and that there are lots of guys who are fighting Jake Paul because they're afraid of Logan Paul because Logan's a better boxer than Jake. And Jake is like, what evidence is there of that being true? Like, where? Just tell me what evidence there is. And Logan Paul is like, well, because I went 8 rounds with the best to ever do it. He's talking about Mayweather. And I saw that and I thought about that. I'm like, I mean, listen, dude, I find both of these guys incredibly impressive. I mean, like wildly impressive. So impressive, actually, that my initial take on this whole thing was was giving them so much credit. And we'll get to that in a second. But like, listen, dude, to even having a bunch of weight on Floyd Mayweather, to have done as well as he did, very, very impressive. I'm taking nothing away from him. But like, I mean, listen, dude, is that reality? Like, is that what people think? Like when other, like when fighters think of like Logan and Jake Paul, do they think that Logan is like the killer and Jake Paul is like he's the safe bet? I mean, I don't understand why they would think that, because Jake Paul has put listen, dude, Logan, I mean, unless I'm confused, has not knocked anyone out in one of these exhibition bouts or sanctioned bouts, where Jake, I mean, straight up slept that NBA guy, slept Tyron Woodley. I mean, so we know he has like nuclear power. So I was just like, I don't understand. Is he serious? Like, is Logan being serious, or is this like a shtick or something? Because like, so it just didn't make any sense to me. Then Jake was like, he's talking about the Mayweather fight, and he's like, I don't even think you won that fight. And Logan's like, are you serious? He's like, this is the first you've ever said. You said that you thought that I won. And Jake is like, yeah, well, that was before I watched it on TV, and I think that I was being biased. I don't think you won. And so I'm watching this just confused. I'm like, I don't understand what I'm watching right now. Why would he say that? I know these guys are super close. I know they're super close. I have a brother that's a very similar age difference. We're very competitive, but like, that's really mean. You know what I mean? Like, that's really mean to say, like, straight up. Like, that's really mean, dude. His like one of his probably, or his number one biggest accomplishment as an athlete, which he worked really hard for both on the business side and as an athlete. And you're gonna say that about it? Like, you just say, like, after all that, it's like, you don't think he won? He's your brother? Why would you say that? That's just mean, Same thing as Logan, right after Jake just had this huge victory, saying that Jake Paul's not a good boxer. He's not as good of a boxer, and people are scared of him, and that's why they're fighting Jake. I just was watching this. I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. Why are they being so mean to each other, And it started, because they were talking about the Dillon Danis fight that Logan Paul is doing, and Jake basically is like, dude, I just don't care about these fights. These are exhibition fights. They're not real. He's like, they don't go on your professional record. They're just like, we're doing different things here, dude. Like, we're doing different things. I'm trying to go be the champion. Now, I will say, I will update my comment. I said Jake's not trying to be the champion. He's never said that he was. So people saying, is he going to do well against like star boxers? No. And I was like, they're just hating on him because he's not even saying that. I was wrong. He is saying that's what his path is, right? So they got into it over that. And then this whole thing starts. So right there, they're being mean to each other. I don't really understand it, right? Then they start talking about each other's teams, like, because they talking about how they're doing business separately. And, Jake's like, no one wants to do business with your team. No one likes your team. And then Logan's like, I can say the same thing to you. No one likes your team. So that's basically where we're at before we get to this quote. And then I want to come back to this, or I'm going to tell you exactly why I'm showing you this particular video. He's talking about Nikisa. So Nikisa, who runs DAZN and I believe, I'm not sure if he runs MVP and DAZN or just MVP or just DAZN, but whatever. Nikisa is Jake Paul's, he runs Jake Paul's promotions company as far as I understand it. I could have this wrong, but he's a stud. He's the one that I believe was the CFO at UFC. He is a super vet in the industry. He's probably the main reason why these events that Jake Paul is putting on are so professionally done and don't come off like, YouTube boxing or whatever, like comes off like legit professional fights. So he told Logan Paul that if he brings a prime into the stadium, he's going to get kicked out. So
ridiculous, dude. Yeah, get over it. Meanwhile, I'm your brother building a business. Oh yeah, you're my brother building a business. You love to play both sides, bro. What other side? You play both sides.
What other? Okay, sorry.
You play both sides, and it's like you want to partner with Dana White and KSI. My life is my life. Your life is your life. I'm going to take these opportunities. When we as brothers no longer become additive to each other.
Okay, first of all, two things. Now, as a person who has a brother, it's normally when there's conflict between two people, conflict between two people in combat sports, whatever, I at least like think about, I'm like, all right, so here's how I'm going to position this. And, this is my opinion, but if this person saw it, then this person, you know what I mean? But bottom line in this, they're brothers. There's no side that you can take where both of them won't be mad at you if you say something nasty. I mean, those are the rules, dude. They can fight with each other, but if you're hypercritical of either of them, the other one's going to be mad at you, dude. Right? Just bottom line. But that aside, I'm just going to talk about like the validity of the argument and then kind of ask a couple questions here because I think this might be fake. That's kind of where I'm going is, whoa. Hang on for a second. Wow. Wow. Dude, Lucas Tracy just saved me, dude. I made a video public that was not meant to be public at all. Anyway, so continuing. Sorry, I got distracted. I should try to remember to edit this out. But, oh my God. Now you guys are looking at it. What is happening, dude? Yeah. So, that's what happened. That was a members only video that I accidentally made public instead of members only. And Lucas Tracy just texted me. That's why. So hopefully I'll remember to edit this out, but if not, whatever. Anyway, so here's the deal. So I don't understand what's happening because I don't understand their arguments. And with this particular video here where he's, like Logan is mad that he couldn't bring Prime into the stadium. It's like, okay, hang on. Now we're going a step too far here. The main sponsor of the Jake versus Diaz fight is Celsius or whatever that, I think is Celsius. It's a direct competitor to Prime, direct competitor to Prime. And I'm sitting there like, there's no way that Logan Paul is not clear on that. Like, there's no way that he doesn't understand why he wasn't allowed to bring Prime in there. Of course he has to. He was running $1 billion business with this Prime thing, right? There, you know what I mean? Like, of course, Celsius in their contract would have a specific language directly addressing Logan Paul using the platform they're buying to promote Prime, which is a competitor of theirs. Like, of course they're going to have that in there. So it's not like Nikisa and Jake are like doing anything personal towards Logan. They're just like, dude, this is in our contract with these guys. We have separate business like you guys are talking about, but like you happen to run a competitive business against the one that is our main sponsor. So you can't bring it in. So Logan acting like this was like something personal that Jake did. I was like, this smells wrong. Like, this doesn't smell right. Hang on for a second. Now let's continue.
Disappointed that you couldn't get him out of there. Yes and no.
Oh shit, that's the wrong one.
And it feels like you or I are trying to take from one another. But when it's convenient for you, we're brothers. But then when it's not, you do the exact opposite of like, we're completely separate. So like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do as well. I don't know if I always have to yield and bend my personal ways because we are brothers, and that's the sole reason. They said I would get kicked out if I brought a Prime box to the stadium.
Okay, so basically that's where I started going like this. So again, like I said, I filmed this video already. And the takeaway that I had the first time was, I can't believe that I fell for this. This entire thing is a fake fight. It's a fake fight. And they're doing it so that they can market really well, have a really clever way of announcing Logan versus Dillon Danis. Right? And I was like, these guys are geniuses. This is why these guys are here and everybody else is wherever they are, is because they're absolutely genius marketers. Because then I went back thinking through all the things they said. I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, so Jake is all, hey, I don't really think you beat Floyd Mayweather. And it really was a really close decision. Why would Jake say that? That's super mean. And then Logan was like, listen, dude, you're stealing fights from me. Tommy Fury was my fight. Everybody's ducking me and they're coming to you. I'm like, that's super mean and weird, especially right after he just beat Nate Diaz. Like, you guys are brothers. I don't understand. Like, why are you guys arguing about this? And like, none of this is adding up. Then the Prime thing, I'm like, none of this is adding up unless, oh my God, this fight just went viral. This fight went completely viral. And so thus they have done a brilliant job together collaborating in order to promote, the Logan Paul and Dillon Danis, fight. So I did that video because I'm like, they're brothers. Why would they fight like this? Whatever. Now, some of you may remember that I fell into a trap with Colby and Masvidal where I was like, dude, these guys are best friends. There's no way that it would turn into a blood feud. It's impossible. It's not possible. Now, everybody knows that, dude, like, people project their own, like, outlook on the world onto other things, right? Like, I'm generally pretty good at, like, sniffing things out. But there are times where I project shit, right? Clearly. Because now, I mean, listen, dude, Renato Moicano was telling me straight up, he's all, dude, the Colby and Masvidal thing is real for sure. He's like, they would fight all the time at American Top Team. It was like a serious problem. I'm like, all right. Now, I mean, I'm in no position to argue with that at all, right? And so, yeah, so I had that wrong. But the basis of that, if people are like, people are like, dude, you just can't admit you're wrong. I'm like, dude, do you understand why I believe that? Is because my relationships with my friends are so deep that would never happen, So you can be like mad at me and be like, oh, Jesse never fucking admits he's wrong or whatever. But it's like, you could look at it as like, I mean, maybe it's more of a commendable trait because when I'm friends with someone like that, there is nothing they could do that would turn them into a blood feud. Like nothing. There's nothing they could, I mean, minus like, I don't know, assaulting my wife or something. You know what I mean? Like, they'd have to go so far off the edge for us to have a feud like that where I would talk publicly about them and all that. Like, it would just never happen. So I just couldn't see it. Dude. And then, and so with this situation, it's like, yeah, dude, if I got into it with my brother, first of all, I would never say those things about my brother. I would never, So, yeah, they're probably promoting something. But then I talked to someone who would know, and they were like, listen, dude, it's possible that they were marketing, but like, there's conflict there, like there's conflict about some of those things. And I was like, really? Like, so now I'm okay. I was so confident. I was so 100% confident that it was marketing. And I think still 90% it is. But I don't know, like, I hope it is. I hope it's marketing, dude. I love when brothers these guys obviously have each other's backs. I don't like conflict between these guys. Like, the fact that they're so successful and they're so close is awesome for me. I really, really enjoy that because I really believe that's exactly how I would be with my brother in the exact same situation. My favorite moment in like, NFL, like outside of a team that I was rooting for, is when Eli Manning threw that touchdown when they were playing against the Patriots, and the Patriots had been undefeated that year in the Super Bowl, and they made the touchdown, and then they, and they went up by a touchdown, and they showed up in the box, and Peyton Manning was, oh, fuck yeah. He had gotten knocked out in the previous round by the Patriots, and so you just don't know, they're competitive, obviously, so it's like, is he bitter that he got knocked out by this team, and now his brother's doing well? His little brother, throws it, and he lost his mind, and I was like, let's go, son. So I hope this was marketing, dude. I really hope it was. I don't like it if they're fighting. But I will say this. Congratulations to Logan Paul on this newly vested stock that you have, thanks to the greatest deal in history. Congratulations, Dave Portnoy. And if I haven't said it before, I will say it again. I have said it before, but I'll say it again. I think I'm Barstool material, dude. I think I might be the best brand fit for Barstool fucking ever. So if anybody knows, Portnoy, why don't you stick a fucking bug in his ear and be like, that Jesse's independent, dude. Why don't you help set up his podcast so that you guys can deep dick the world together and go fuck everyone's mouths, Anyway, that is what I have for today. And I love everybody. I'm going to go watch Who's Number One right now, downtown Austin with my jiu-jitsu team and Giselle. And we're going to go watch Marigali fight against Duarte. And then the B team guys go against whoever. It's on. Peace.